What's going on, everybody? I just wanted to come on here quick and let you guys know what's been going on with the CM Punk situation. Apparently, Tony Khan has not told Punk that he's suspended. I've been reading very many reports from Sportskeeda and other sites like that he found out just like we found out, and Tony Khan did not tell him. You are the boss, Tony. You need to stop with this friendship. I'm going to give you a piece of life lessons that you need to hear coming from being a manager myself. I have said this before, but you just have not been listening to what others are saying to you. When you get the notion that you're a friend, everyone's going to take advantage of you. I'm sorry. It's just going to happen. Everyone is going to take advantage of you. I know you want to be kind. I know you want people to think you care. But there's a way of doing that. You can show that you care, but still be in charge. Do you see any of this happening with Triple H? Even with crazy Vince back there? No. This kind of stuff rarely happens in WWE. Hey, Mike Rouse, how you doing, buddy? Hey, I actually saw you guys come in. Yay. So, good to see you here, buddy. I appreciate you. But just please take it from me, Tony, if you do happen to listen to this. You cannot be a friend. You cannot be a fan. If you are in that position, the head of the company, you got to just tell them how things go. You can't have this stuff happening backstage while you're fucking back there. Apparently all this altercation happened right in front of Tony. And Tony Khan just sat there like a little bitch while everyone else was doing his job for him. I mean, come on, Tony. You got to grow a set. You don't have to be a dick. You don't have to start yelling at people to get your point across. That actually will not help. Believe me. I tried that before where I got so sick of people taking advantage of me. One day I just screamed the hell at everybody. And that did not go over well whatsoever. I am telling you, it is a terrible thing to do. So you don't have to yell and scream at somebody. But you got to be firm with your voice. I know right now my voice is very firm, but I've been out of practice for so many years. But you got to have that bass tone. Just put your foot down and say, look, I signed your paycheck. You work for me. You either go out there or let the door hit you on the way out. You may have to get to that point with some of these people. You really do. And I know you don't want to. I know you don't want... You probably have in your mind that you got this... You have a reputation you want to keep, but Tony, you're having a reputation of you're a pushover. Everybody in the community sees that you're a pushover. WWE elitists, that's why they're laughing at you. That's why they're laughing at you all the fucking time. Do you want people to do that? I don't think you do. I don't think anybody in a position of power wants people to think they're a joke. But the more you continue to do this, they have every right to call you a joke. Anybody. I mean, this guy has spent more time being injured or suspended than he has actually given to the company, and you're paying Punk $5 million a year or some shit like that? I'm sorry, that's not somebody I want on my payroll. I'm sorry. You either just say, you know what, here's the money for the rest of the year. We're done with you unless you turn things around and do what I tell you. If not, we're going to pay out the rest of the year and you're done. He has every right to say that. He's given Punk quite a few chances. But now you have in your head, people have in their heads that Punk's your little teacher's pet, and what are you going to do? You know, you're just letting him do whatever the fuck he wants. And that's no way to run a business. Why do you think you lost Cody? Because you would not do the right thing with him, but you're trying to do it with Phil, and he sees that. You ever think he's ever going to come back to AEW? You got another thing coming, Tony. I'm sorry. I don't think we'll ever see Cody in AEW again. Especially with all these shenanigans going around. He's watching. I know he watches the shows. Because you can see when he tweets, he may not outwardly say AEW, but if you look closely enough, you can see that he is paying attention. And I'm just telling you, he's probably not the only one. And you think you're going to get somebody like Edge? Are you fucking kidding me? You think Edge is going to want to play around with that crap? No. The man's 48, 49 years old, going on 50. He's not going to have time for that. And he's not going to put up with it either. If you want to finally get those bigger stars that will actually get you over 1 million viewers, or maybe more, to where you can compete with WWE, you need to start getting this shit together. And start letting people know you're not taking any shit anymore and you're a fucking boss. You can still high-five people. You can still give them hugs if you want. But, Tony, you're getting too close to them. And that's the problem. And they see that, and they're going to use that to their advantage over you every step of the way. Every step of the way. I'm not kidding. Ask any manager in the real world. They will tell you the exact same thing. You cannot be their friend. It sucks. I'm sure we want to. There's people that I work with that I'm like, I really wish we could have a friendship too. They're really cool. We have a lot in common. I'd love to hang out outside of work. That's fine and all every once in a while. But you don't want to get into the point where other people are starting to think, oh, he holds priority over that person, so no matter what I do, I'm not going to get anywhere here. So I'm just telling you, Tony, stop being a pushover. Stop being Punk's bitch. You are the one that gives him money. You are the one that pays for his livelihood. He works for you. You got to remember that. But he has you wrapped in his mind that you work for him. It's not that way around. AEW was doing just fine without Punk. They were. They don't need him. I'm sorry. I know a lot of people love him, but he's been gone longer than he's actually been there, and the ratings have stayed the same, and the pay-per-view buys and everything else have not gone up. They have not gone down. So what are we doing here, Tony? Is Punk really helping you that much? I don't think so. So you either nip this in the bud before it makes you seem like a bigger joke to the wrestling industry. Do you wonder why Triple H doesn't want to work with you or even think about, having a pay-per-view in the future where the two companies merge together? Because he knows he's going to walk all over you. Come on. He doesn't take you seriously, and that's why. Because WWE does not want people like that in their company. When it comes to the behind the scenes and people being in charge, they're not going to take that shit. And if you keep going the route you're going, you're only going to make things worse for you. I don't want to see that. There's many people that don't want to see that. But really, the own worst enemy, Tony, is you. You're your own worst enemy. And yes, AEW is doing fine. All In was successful. I'm happy about that. But how much longer can you keep this going? You eventually need to say to yourself, okay, I really need to put my foot down, get some of these egos in check back here, or I got to start letting people go. I mean, it may come down to it. You have a roster where so many people aren't even being used, and you got 2 shows now. 2 shows now. People are actually tweeting support for the company rather than even being seen on television. I mean, it's sad. And you got Dark and Elevation and all this other stuff, and they're still not being used on those shows. And it just blows my mind. How can you have all this TV time and YouTube time, and you still can't find time for half your roster? It just blows my mind. I mean, 100 people, Tony, you need to start weaving some of that out. I know you want to be the type of guy that keeps everybody employed. I'm not saying I want to see anybody let go. I'm just saying it may come to that point where you have to start shedding your weakness. As they say in Cobra Kai, shedding your weakness. Who are you not using? Do you have plans for them? Yes? No? Okay, it's time to go. And start saving your money towards other people that would actually help AEW in the long run. And you're not doing that. You're just throwing money around to whoever wants to come, and then you just let them do whatever the fuck they want. And you got to stop doing that, man. You got to stop doing that. I want to see succeed. I want to see AEW get to another height. You know, they're still struggling to even get to 1 million, and we're in year 5. 5, right? 4 or 5, something like that. You know, something's got to give. You got to start doing something, because I'm sure TBS or TNT is not going to want to see under 1 million 4 years from now. They're not going to want to do it. Eventually, you're going to have to start getting to that next level. And the only way to get there is to start getting things like Punk under control and some of the stuff backstage, and have everybody be a team and say, hey, if we can't work together, you can't work here. You don't have to get along, but you got to work together. That's it. Plain and simple. Then the rules, if you don't like them, to let the door hit your ass on the way out. That's not making you a jerk. That's making you a boss. I'm sure a lot of people would agree with what I just said. That's not making you a jerk. It really isn't. And I know you don't want to rub people the wrong way. You're new at this, Tony. But I'm telling you, you can't let this go on much longer. You really can't, or the fans that you do have are going to get disappointed, and they're not going to want to watch anymore because they see you just let this guy do whatever the hell he wants to do. And people, they love being sent home for no reason. So you really got to get this under control. So that's basically what this whole live stream is about. How to be a boss, Tony. I'm sure it'll go through one ear and out the other, like it always does. But this is what I would tell you to your face if we were ever in close corners. I'd be like, look, this is what you got to do. I'm not telling you how to do it. I'm just saying this is why people take advantage of you. So if you guys agree with me, please hit the thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. I'm not going to take too much more of your time because I am still on the way home from work. But I love you guys. I hope you have a great, Wednesday? Oh, we got Dynamite tonight. So I hope you enjoy watching Dynamite. Those of you who are watching this, hopefully I'll still be awake when JD comes on. And I love you guys. Have a great night. If I don't hear from you, I'll talk to you soon. Just remember, hit the thumbs up. And if you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Talk to you guys later.